Puckheads 101. Welcome to Puckheads 101 here. We got
Drake Thompson,
Stylin' Mylin. Well, you know, it's just a beautiful day in Orchard Lake at St. Mary's Athletic Complex. You know, the smack. You know, we didn't have practice today because we played really hard this weekend. We did good at the Trenton Showcase. And so today, you know, we just scrimmaged. And, you know, we had a fun time on the ice. You know, Thompson?
Yeah, we tore it up in Trenton. We tied Trenton 2-2. The goalie played outstanding, you know, it happens. We fought back, you know. And then we took it out on St. Mary's the next day, beating them 4-2, just pounding them in the corners.
Yeah, you know, we were kind of PO'd after that Trenton game. They robbed us, like he just said, but yeah, came out next day, destroyed Sault Ste. Marie. You know, it was hard to play because they didn't have any, you know, system or whatever, so they were hard to predict, but, you know, we still got it done.
You know, good teams find ways to win.
Exactly. You know, there's tons of scouts there at this weekend. You know, it was crazy, you know. At our game, the Trenton game, there was over 6 NHL scouts, you know. Great. Boston Bruins were there, you know, Calgary. You know, it was crazy.
Yeah, we just said 2 more guys about to sign this week with the NCAA teams.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah, we won't mention names here, you know.
Yeah, we don't want to give them away.
But that makes our team have 6. We have 6 tenders now, you know. You know, so
good.
Yeah. So our word of the day today is magniosis. So you want to explain magniosis, or you want me to explain magniosis?
Yeah, sure. I'll explain magniosis.
This guy had it this weekend, by the way.
Magniosis is when you're picking off sauces out of the air, just like tapping them out. Coming at you, just tap them out of the air, go down. They don't get any shots or anything.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I have magniosis, but this guy this weekend, it was like ridiculous. Like pucks were flying at 100 miles an hour in the air. They're trying to ice the puck. Drake Thompson gets it down, takes the puck, dangles a few guys, you know, dangleitis. Still has that too.
That's right.
Snips, you know. So you want to explain our jerseys here? Yeah, you know, they're yours. What you got?
I got the NBHL jersey, the Michigan Development Hockey Leagues for the best high school players in Michigan. Just tore it up. We go to Minnesota, a couple camps. We play AAA teams. Pretty much shit on them all day long.
Anyway, my jersey. You know, we got a Labatt Blue jersey. You know, I know some people might be offended because, you know, I'm not old enough to drink. I don't drink, by the way. But, you know, I thought it'd just be funny, you know, because it's my dad's jersey. Labatt Blue, you know, it was my dad's beer league team, you know, a few years ago. You know, his team was ridiculous. It was crazy. So he kept the jersey, you know, it was funny. So,
it's usually meant for this little pond hockey jersey.
Yeah.
On the pond.
So Valentine's Day, let's explain that. It was yesterday. After our, you know, it was Sunday. Hey, get out of here. You know, Valentine's Day yesterday. You know, we started off at our boy Kill's house, you know, played some pond hockey because it was his 18th birthday. It was beautiful. Beautiful day to play pond hockey, wouldn't you say?
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, we had a little rivalry going, his team and my team, you know.
We won.
No, my team won actually.
No.
He's trying to lie.
No. We're gonna sell later.
But you know, you know, so then shortly after, you know, it was about 6 o'clock or so, you know, and I left. And this guy stayed at Kills, you know.
Stayed at Kills.
Yeah.
Right.
For his birthday party, you know, there's nothing going on, it's just a good time, you know. But me, I left, you know, went home, got ready. And, you know, my Valentine came over. You know, gorgeous girl, beautiful. Beautiful. And, you know, so it was a good time. You know, watched a movie, you know, it's a great Valentine's Day. So, oh, by the way, we got
footage from the Miami showcase
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a good time there, so here's some clips.
Hello guys, welcome to Puckheads 101. You know, we got a great game at the Goggin. It's going to be very intense. You know, right after the matchup yesterday, it was a very series of unfortunate events for Miami. You know, their manager, you know, they passed away. You know, he was a student here, last name of Burke, you know. So you know that the Miami team is going to be fighting for him. You know, they're going to try to win this game for, you know, against Lake Superior State. But, you know, Lake Superior State, they got quite of a drive, you know. They might have some bus legs still in them from yesterday's drive. But, anyway, you know, it should be an exciting matchup at the Goggin. You know, we got Justin 5A. You know, you got Camper, you know, brings a very strong offensive end to the Red Hawks game, you know. So, well, you know, that's all we have for today for the Puckheads 101. Join me next time on, this is Dan Milan, Stylin' Milan, signing off. Dan! Hey, Dan! Hey, go down there. I'm Stylin' Milan, and we're here with the mascot of Miami Red Hawks of Ohio, you know. So, Hawkman, is the Miami University of Ohio, are they the best hockey team in the nation? Obviously. Well, how do you like the girls are on the campus today? They're pretty cute, right? Yeah, they are for sure. Wow, toe drag. That was a crazy weekend. Definitely some memories made there.
Sure.
Yeah.
So last road trip as seniors, getting ready to go off and play some juniors.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, as you can see, you know, the games are crazy out in Miami. You know, they were playing Lake State. They destroyed them, by the way. It was an awesome game to watch. You know, my boy Weber was wrecking kids. You know, Mealy was dangling kids. You know, so we had the Whalers bus, right? Yeah, we had the Whalers bus.
Satellite TV.
Satellite TV on the way up. We could watch whatever show we wanted, you know, it was crazy. So,
yeah, so how did that interview with the mascot go on, Milan?
The interview with the mascot, let me tell you. Well, you know, one of my staff members, you know, he came up to me and he was like, hey man, I got you an interview with the Miami Red Hawk. I was like, really? Whoa, where? And then he told me, excuse me, he took me over there to where the Red Hawk guy was, and you know I interviewed him as you saw previously. But I mean, I didn't really know what to say. It was like I couldn't come up with questions fast enough.
I mean, I heard he couldn't really say anything. All he could do is shake his head yes or no.
Yeah, it was hard to ask him questions because all he could do was or. I mean, come on, guy.
Whatever.
Give me a little hawker, like a bird sound or something. Jeez Louise.
Alright, so, oh, Danny, you got these,
we got these,
one of these here.
Yeah, we got these new things on the market. You know, they're called ankle shields, you know, shot protection. You know, you see a lot of guys in the NHL using them now because the shots are so hard. You know, I got them personally because, you know, there was a time when, hey! You know, there was a time when I was getting shots by that kid that just yelled, if you heard him in the camera. You know, he shot me like 5 times in the ankle and I couldn't move my foot. You know, so this is how they work, you know. You lace
them through your laces.
Right, you put them through your laces, you know. Comes over, pretty easy. Tie your skates, you know. Velcro strap, just put them over. Beautiful. I've taken a bunch of shots, you know, at the foot right where they are. Didn't hurt at all, you know, so it was great.
Alright, well, thanks for joining us here on Puckheads 101. I'm Coach Jack Thompson.
I'm Stylin' Milan. We're signing off. We're going to go play some puck still.
Let's go.